Welcome to BanjoBenClark.com. I am your wacky host, Banjo Ben, here at your favorite place to learn how to play banjo, guitar, and mandolin. Today we've got a great lesson. It's Bag of Licks for mandolin in the key of A. I've had many requests for this. I'm always happy to do the Bag of Licks lessons, and I think that you're always happy to get them because it's no secret, these are probably the most practical lessons you could possibly do, because what we're going to do in this lesson, I'm going to teach you 6 A licks. Okay, you just heard them there, all mixed matched. Then I'm going to teach you a couple big long D licks, a couple big long E licks, and a couple big long F sharp minor licks. And what we're going to do in this lesson is, first of all, I'm going to show you how to play each and every one of those licks. But more important than that, we're going to talk about the solo and how I place them together. Now, my goal is not for you to learn this solo just as I played it. My goal is for you to take your song that's in the key of A, with whatever chord progression it has, come and grab and steal some of these licks and learn how to place them together to give you something to get started with. This is especially helpful for jams. Okay, when you just need to play something in the key of A, this is one way to really get off to a good start, as well as have some great fill licks to play behind folks whenever they're singing in the key of A. We're going to talk about the progressions, how to put them together. I have a video there on the site where I play the solos through, all the way through slowly. But I have the tab for this in PDF and TIFF file format. And then I also have 3 different MP3s that you can download if you're a Gold Pick member. And it's slow rhythm. It's just this progression played through repeatedly so that you can take these licks or your own A licks and just practice over them. It's a very practical lesson. I wish I had this when I was learning how to play. Okay, so if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, in a moment I'll ask you to go over to the website BanjoBenClark.com, where you can join as a Gold Pick member. You can get access to this lesson and hundreds of others for banjo, mandolin, guitar. I'd sure be honored to have you over there. All right, let's dive into this Bag of Licks in the key of A. I really love these Bag of Licks lessons. I know that you do too, probably because they're so practical. You can take them and immediately use them. What we're going to do in this one, I'm going to teach you 6 big A licks, many of which can be split into smaller licks. And we'll talk about that. We're going to do the same thing with 2 big D licks, 2 big E licks, and then 2 big F sharp minor licks, which is the 6th minor, the relative minor in the key of A. Okay, and then I've got an application video here on the site that's part of this lesson. We're going to talk about how to split some of these licks and how to really piece them together. You heard that solo that I just played, and I did some of that there. We're going to talk about that. But the A lick number 1, let's get into the licks. We're going to start on that low A note, 2nd fret of that of that G string. And what we're really going to be concentrating is kind of wearing out what's called the flat 3rd of the A major scale. We're going to do the same thing on the other licks. Okay, we're going to take the major 3rd and often flatten it to make it a minor 3rd tone, and then move up into the major 3rd. That's exactly what we see in measure 1. We're going to start going up the scale, 2, 4, and then right here we're going to play the flat 3rd, which is a C natural on the 5th fret, and then slide it into the major 3rd, what would typically be in the A major scale. So it sounds like this. Slide right up. And then we're just going to keep walking up the scale, 2, 4, open, 2, and then we're going to do the same thing an octave higher on the A string. Slide from C natural to C sharp. Then we're going to jump up to the 5th fret, which is an A note, and come back down. So that whole lick, played slowly, sounds like this. That's a great lick. A lick number 2 is going to mimic kind of a Tony Rice guitar lick. I taught something similar to this in the Bag of Licks in G lesson, but this time we're going to do it in the key of A. It's going to start off on this top A note, 5th fret, and we're just going to come down the scale. But then we're going to go back up and come down again. 2, open, 4, and then look what we do this time. We're going backwards this time, so we're still going to use this minor 3rd, but this time we're going to slide it down to the 2nd. So A lick number 2 altogether, slowed down, sounds like this. A little quicker. I really like that one. A lick number 3, we're going to get some hammer-ons going, and this is just a really major sounding, but a very slick sounding lick. It's going to start off with the hammer-on, going from the 2nd to 4th fret on the A string, then up to the E string, and then come right back down to pull off from 4th to 2nd. Okay, so hammer, pull off. Then we're going to do the exact same move in measure 6, except just a string up. So that whole A lick number 3 slowly sounds like this. If you didn't figure it out, whenever you hammer onto that 4th fret, leave your finger down because we're going to be pulling off. And I like to pull off going up on these. If I pull off going down, I'll get into that string a little bit. So one more time. Now A lick number 4 is going to start off kind of similar in sound to A lick number 1, but it's going to start with a quarter note. And it's really all of measure number 7 is just kind of a regular A run, A lick. Just like you'd play on a guitar. But we're going to extend that into a big 2 measure lick. So first, measure 7 sounds like this. And then we're going to play the A string, measure 8, and then come back down. Open, 4, 2, 6, 4, 2, slide. Slide from 5 to 6. There's that flat 3 again. So the whole lick slowly. Now measure 9, A lick number 5 and A lick number 6 are more bluesy. I wanted to give you a couple really bluesy licks. These work great as fills too, not only in the solo, but just like in a Bill Monroe song that's in the key of A, these are the ones that you want to use. First one's going to start off on the 5th fret up here on the E string, and I'm going to play it with my middle finger. I'm going to play 5, 8, 5, 3. Okay? 5, 8, 5, 3. Leave that 3 down. Then with your ring finger, you're going to play the 7th fret on the A string. Come back to that 3rd fret, back to the 7. And now we're going to slide down with our middle finger from 6 to 5. We're working this flat 5 tone. And then we're going to play an open A string, then slide the flat 3 up to major 3, 3 to 4, and end on the 7th fret of the D string, which is also an A note. Okay, so slowly, A lick number 5. A little bit quicker. Isn't that a cool lick? I love that one because it really works as a lick just about anywhere. We could do it in the key of G very easily as well. A lick number 6, this is a really short and sweet lick, very Monroe-esque. We're going to start off on the 7th fret on the A string with our ring finger, and then we're going to play the 5th fret of the E string, and then back to the 7. Then 5. Now we've got some really quick slides here, and this is where the technique kind of comes in. But we're going to slide very quickly from 3 to 4. Land on the 7th fret of the A string. Back to 5th fret. Another slide. And back to A. Let me play it slowly all together, and you'll kind of hear what it sounds like. One more time. You hear how quickly those slides happen? That's what it sounds like up to speed. Isn't that cool? The great thing about this lick too is it's a closed lick, meaning we don't play any open strings, so you could haul this lick around anywhere. There it is in the key of C, okay? Or you could slide down 2 frets and do it in the key of G. Or you could move everything up a string. Do it right here. Now all of a sudden it's a D lick. Slide down, C lick. It works everywhere. It's a really, really great lick. If you wanted to spice it up even more, that very first note, measure 11, you could slide from 6th to 7th fret really fast. So it sounds like this. Isn't that cool? All right, we've got some great D licks, E licks, and F sharp minor licks now. Let's take a look at those, then we'll talk about how to put them all together.